Just like blues players borrowing vocabulary from jazz players, we rock guitarists can learn a thing or two from studying other styles, like country. Hey guys, Ross Campbell from bulletproofguitarplayer.com here. Welcome to my channel, and in today's video I want to talk to you about how you can start borrowing techniques and melodic ideas from country guitar players to add some diversity to your playing vocabulary. If you're primarily a rock guitar player, I think this video is really going to be helpful for you. I myself started out exclusively playing rock music. A few years into my playing, I discovered blues, and a few years after that, I eventually fell in love with country guitar playing. So I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned over the years from studying this exciting playing style. Before we get into any playing techniques and melodic ideas, which we are going to do, my first and by far most important tip for you in this video is that you start listening to country guitar players. Phrasing is something that can be taught in books and in video courses, but only to a certain extent. I believe that listening is really the key to developing your phrasing as a musician. So if you're serious about adding some country style phrasing to your sound, obviously watch this video the whole way through, all the way to the end, 10 or even 20 times if you really wanted to. But also start listening to country guitar players. To help you get started with this, I have left links to a number of mind-blowing country guitar performances in the description box, like this one by Brent Mason. Anyway, go and watch those videos and get listening to country guitar players like Brad Paisley, Daniel Donato, Johnny Highland, Vince Gill, Albert Lee. If I've left any big names out, feel free to scream at me in the comments. Okay, so now that you have some listening homework, let's get into some technique tips for country guitar. The most famous technique when it comes to country guitar playing is something called chicken picking, aka hybrid picking. If you don't know what hybrid picking means, it's when you use a combination of plucked notes and picked notes. So a combination of pick and fingers on your picking hand, like this. Notice how I'm using a pick, but also plucking certain notes with my middle finger. Well, I can also incorporate my ring finger if I want to, like this. Here's a really fun exercise to practice your chicken picking with. In fact, it's actually a song called The Nervous Breakdown by Brad Paisley, one of the performances that I've left a link to in the description box. If you take the main part of its opening sequence and repeat it, as I said, it makes for a very fun chicken picking exercise. Here's what it goes like. So take that slow to begin with, practice it every day, and you'll notice that using your middle finger to pluck certain notes in combination with the pick is going to feel more and more natural as time goes on, until it feels just like second nature, which is what it feels like to me. I've been using this technique for years, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even think about the fact that I'm using my fingers in combination with the pick. Hey guys, real quick before we go any further, I just have to give thanks to Fender, who very kindly sent me this new Player Series Telecaster for use on the channel. They didn't ask me to make this video, they just said, hey, we want to send you this guitar. If you like it, then feel free to use it in their videos. So that was really cool of them. So this is the Mexican-made Player Series Telecaster, and honestly guys, this guitar has really impressed me. I did not expect it to play as smoothly and sound as good as it does right out of the box. I'm usually not a fan of stock pickups in budget electric guitars, but as you heard at the start of this video, this is a great sounding telly, so I'm really impressed with these pickups. I've been using this guitar in a lot of Instagram posts recently as well. It's a standard no frills Telecaster, and the Telecaster is just inherently a no frills instrument. So if you are watching this and you're in the market for a Telecaster on a budget, I think you'd be really happy with one of these. Anyway, thanks again to Fender, and let's get back to the video. So chicken picking is a huge part of country guitar playing, but we need some melodic ideas to pair the technique with, like sixths, for example. Sixths are a type of interval, which is the distance between two notes. So an example would be from G to E in the G Mixolydian scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting G as the first note, E is 5 notes higher than it. So that would be an example of a major sixth within the G Mixolydian scale. Now, country guitar players often play sixths in this way so that the low note is on, let's say, the D string, and the higher note, the note that's 5 notes higher than that low note, would be on the B string. So that's leaving the G string in the middle untouched. We're skipping that string. Here's a basic country lick that uses sixths in G Mixolydian with the chicken picking technique, and also some palm muting on the D string to really make the notes pop. I'll often palm mute notes on the low E, A, and D strings, and I'll also pull really hard on the higher strings with my middle and ring fingers, because by doing so, I get a really percussive, snappy, and twangy country guitar sound. So there's a little tip for you to make your chicken picking sound especially good. Palm mute the lower strings and really pull hard on the higher strings when you're plucking them with your middle and ring fingers. Guys, before we get into the next technique, I just want to let you know that on my subscription site, I recently posted a package of 10 licks designed to give rock guitar players a proper introduction to the techniques of country guitar playing. Here's one of the licks as an example. So if you get to the end of this video and think, I actually learned something new there, but I want more, you can learn guitar from me at bulletproofguitarplayer.com. Signing up for a monthly or annual plan gives you access to all site content, including my 2 original Bulletproof Guitar Player courses designed to give intermediate guitar players a solid fundamental knowledge of music theory that's going to take their playing to that advanced level. The extras section of the site, where you can find the lick package I just mentioned, gets updated every single month, so you're constantly getting more value for your money. The link to sign up is in the description box, so feel free to check it out if you are interested in learning about how I approach guitar playing. The last technique I want to talk about today is something that's known as a fake pedal steel bend. As you might have guessed, this technique is something that we electric guitar players can use to mimic the sound of an actual pedal steel guitar, which is just an absolutely beautiful sounding instrument that gets used in country music all the time. And in case you aren't aware of what I'm talking about, it sounds like this. Pedal steel players do not bend their strings. They use slides and foot levers to alter the pitch up and down and create these beautiful harmonized chordal lines. What we can do on an electric guitar to mimic this sound is play things like a major triad or dyad, but instead of actually fretting the major third in the triad, fret a note that is a tone lower, so the major second. And what you'll do with that major second is bend it up so that you eventually reach the pitch of the major third. That way you get this beautiful sound where the fifth and root of the triad are fretted and the major third swells in from a tone below. It sounds like this. So all I did there was I took a first inversion G major triad on the high E, B and G strings, which would look and sound like this. That had the major third on the G string, but instead of fretting that note, I fret a note that is a tone lower. That would be the distance of 2 frets when looked at on one string. And I have my pinky barring the fifth and root note at fret 3 on the B and high E strings respectively. So the fingering for that would now look like this. So with your fingers in that exact position, you're going to want to practice strumming all 3 of those notes at once. And as you do that, you're going to bend the note on the G string up by a tone so that it matches the pitch of the major third in that G major triad. Now here's an actual lick for you to practice this fake pedal steel bend technique with. So that's chicken picking, sixths, and fake pedal steel bends that we've gone over in this lesson. Obviously there's a lot more to country guitar playing than just those 3 techniques, but I hope that it was a good introduction for those of you that are brand new to the techniques and the melodic ideas of country guitar playing. As I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in learning more from me about playing guitar and you want to learn 10 country licks for rock guitar players, you can get access to that bonus content on my website, bulletproofguitarplayer.com, linked in the description. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you learned something from it. If you did, please give it a like, share it with your guitar playing friends, click subscribe and the notifications bell for more. Oh, and also follow me on Instagram. I've been posting there a lot recently. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.